Welcome back here to the MAC on the campus of Heritage Hall High School. One more game here tonight, and it's the boys' version of the game we just saw. Heritage Hall against the Oklahoma Christian Academy. Nice win for the Lady Chargers in the first game of the night. Addie Venables led the way with 18 big points, and she was our player of the game, as you just heard her interview live here with Max Chard. Headed into this game, Max, Chargers coming off an opening season victory in their first one over Christian Heritage, 70-56. Big Boogie Bradshaw led the way with 32 points on the night. What were some things you liked from that opening season victory on Tuesday?
Well, kind of like we talked about with the girls, their intensity was always growing. That's something that you know you're always going to get with the team coached by Coach Sullivan. You know, you're always going to get intensity and effort on defense. They're very active, and I think the offense really it moved well. I think they had a little bit of fluidity to them, and sometimes it can be, people say, heliocentric, especially when you have a guy like Boogie, and in a way it wasn't. I thought they moved the ball really well with Boogie in the offense and with them off the floor, which is only a couple minutes, but I really liked the fluidity on the offense. I think some guys who we didn't know would step up, had a big impact. Ben Whitworth, the junior guard, kind of came out of nowhere in the second half and got some big buckets, easy putbacks, and things of that sort.
Yeah, very well-rounded performance on Tuesday night, leading to the victory for Heritage Hall, again 70-56. So they're 1-0 on the season, looking to move to 2-0 here early in the 2025 campaign. OCA stands in the way here tonight as the Chargers hype videos on the big board, and they're about to be introduced here. Let's get into our Super Prep feature of the game tonight. It's going to be number 5, Denton Southers, a 5'10", 155-pound senior guard. Max, what can you tell me about him?
Denton, man, he's a hustler. That's what he does for this team, and he's the embodiment of what Charter basketball is. He's pretty much night in, night out, and barring a size mismatch, he's gonna have the best player matchup on the other side of the floor. And as he does tonight, the job for Heritage Hall tonight is slowing down number 2, Matthew Mason, and that will be Denton's matchup all night. You're always gonna see him dive on the floor for loose balls, hustle guy, good rebounder, like all the things that you need from a guy like him. He's not gonna go out and get you 30. But he's going to do what you need to do and play winning basketball.
No doubt about it. And as Max said, Denton Southers will get the responsibility here tonight of guarding number 2, Matthew Mason, who is the stud for this OCA team. Max, when you have a senior guard like Southers and he takes so much pride in the defensive side of the game, that's just such a big key to a team when you have selfless players like that who want to step up on defense.
Absolutely, it is, and the Chargers have always had a guy like that. You go back and from our days, and Philip Smith had been on those really good teams.
Oh, yeah.
It's exactly what he's there for, and I see a lot of him in that. And as Philip, was a football player through and through, and a great athlete. Philip was, and Denton's the same way. Philip wasn't going to get us 20, but he was a hustle guy, and he always had the matchup.
No doubt about it. We are just about underway here as the tip-off goes to Boogie Bradshaw, but it's controlled by OCA as they will get first crack at things. 3-pointers up and good here for number 15, and nice start there for OCA. So early 3-0 lead.
Jackson Yadon at the early bucket there.
For the Eagles, yeah, that was Jackson Yadon, number 15. As Boogie Bradshaw under the goal, passes out to Whitworth for a 3. That's not going to go, but long rebound by Boogie. And he's off to Timothy Young, who had a nice opening game as well. Drive there of the game tonight, obviously guarding the best player for OCA and Matthew Mason, but he gets an early basket to go, which, Max, if you can get some offensive production from a guy like Southers, this team is really hard to beat.
Absolutely, and the sky is the limit for this team, and especially when you're missing you're one of your leading scoring guards, and Xavier Embro, who hopefully he's back by next week. But there's a lot of potential for this team, and if Southers can really start scoring the basketball, they have a 3-headed monster at the guard position. And then I guess you consider Boogie a guard, sort of.
Yeah.
Guard forward combo.
Point forward for sure.
Yeah.
As drive here in the lane. Gets it to go. Number 0, Miles Klebanoff. Gets that basket down low, left-handed finish over the outstretched arms of Bradshaw. And the Eagles have the lead yet again. Boogie will settle for a three. That's not going to go. Rebound OCA, and they're looking to push here. Matthew Mason with the ball. He will swing it over to number 11, Braylon Whitmore, who has a three-pointer from the left wing. 8-4 lead for OCA here early. Southers with the basketball, looking for Bradshaw down low. He will post up Matthew Mason. Back out to Whitmore. A little bit surprised he didn't go with that matchup.
Yeah. Southers likes his matchup.
Yeah,
a lot.
He does, and he'll take it down low for the layup. Tremendous up and under move from Denton Southers, who has an early 4 points here in the first quarter. Klebanoff with the ball. He will drive again. Wow, what a move. And he gets it to go.
Move. Wow.
Beautiful pivot move there and turns it into a fadeaway that rolls in for his second basket of the game. Southers wants to be aggressive. He gets it to go, plus the foul. He'll have an opportunity to three-point play. What a start for our Super Prep feature player of the game, Denton Southers.
Yeah, I think he came in this game knowing he liked his matchup, and he's been aggressive off the rip.
Whitmore will sub out here early. We'll see our first look at number 23, Nate Farmer, for the Chargers, who played a little bit last game as the offensive rebound goes to Heritage Hall. Timothy Young has the ball. High scoring start here early. Southers wants another shot in the lane, but that one falls short on the air ball. And OCA has the basketball, leading by 2 here. Early stretches of the first quarter. Three-pointer up and no good. Boogie Bradshaw's going to run in transition. Can they stop him? They'll try their hardest, but that's going to end up in a foul. And, you know, Max, in that first game on Tuesday, Dave and I were really talking about how when Bradshaw comes down the lane, it's like a freight train that, you know, that's a tough guy to take a charge on.
Yeah, you don't really want to. You know, he's really, really big, and he goes full speed downhill, and it's something you like out of him if you're coaching him, and he's a nightmare if you're against him.
No doubt about it. Young pull-up jumper on the baseline. That one does not draw iron, and Matthew Mason has the ball for OCA. Nice move in the lane and the layup. We see some of the offensive prowess from Matthew Mason there, the best player for the Eagles. 12-8 here early.
A good move there. You know, never picked up ball early on a guy like him, and you don't do that. You give him a chance to get downhill, he's going to do it.
Bradshaw in the lane, gets it to go for his first basket of the night, and Boogie Bradshaw, coming off a 32-point outing in that first game, is looking to have another big scoring outburst here tonight. Klebanoff in the lane. He left it short. Nice rebound by Nate Farmer, but he threw it away. And then the layup's up and good, and one for number 11, Braylon Whitmore. Max, that was a lazy pass there.
Yeah, it was 100%. Chargers kind of a couple of lapses here early on that are very unlike them. The OCA getting production from the role players, really. You know, we knew number 2 and number 4 were going to be the go-tos for OCA, but some of their role players stepping up here. Early lead for the Eagles.
That'll be a 30-second timeout taken by Heritage Hall, trailing this one by 4 here early. And, you know, Max, it's been a good offensive start, but I think the defensive intensity needs to pick up just a tad.
A little bit, yeah, and it's something, you know, I'm sure it'll come, and you got hit in the mouth a little bit by a couple of guys who you maybe didn't expect it from, and that's something you got to adjust to early on.
So Chargers will get the basketball here out of the timeout. Coach Sullivan, let's see, 3rd season as head coach, which it seems like a lot more just considering.
Right,
you know,
yeah,
he
it really
was the lead assistant for so long and felt like really a co-head coach with Coach Hamilton back in the day. Just 2 great coaches, great coaching tandem they had back in the day when we were playing. But, you know, Coach Sullivan now with his 3rd season at the helm as the head man. And I think this is the best team he's had so far.
Yeah, and I think so too. You know, he's done a really good job. You know, he's kind of had a lull. You know, they didn't have a Trey Alexander running around or a Sebastian Perry running around, but that makes a big difference, obviously, in today's era of basketball in Oklahoma, where there's a lot of great talent everywhere.
No doubt.
Chargers no strangers to playing a tough schedule.
Yeah. No, they're always going to schedule the best. We know that.
Yeah.
Boogie Bradshaw to the line. First free throw is up and no good. Shout out Trey Alexander getting some minutes for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Keep looking at that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Man, I saw him score a couple baskets in L.A. over Luka Doncic the other night.
Yeah.
Just amazing stuff as Southers tries to get the offensive rebound there. A rare 0 for 2 trip for Bradshaw at the line. And OCA steps on the baseline there. Out of bounds. Jake Perry with the turnover.
Chargers get away with one there.
But yeah, Trey's had a great start to his career, man. Obviously, G League Rookie of the Year last year.
No kidding. And yeah, he was averaging like, what, 25 a game last year?
Yeah.
As a rookie? Yeah.
Remarkable stuff. From Mr. Alexander, one of the best, if not the best, Charger basketball players of
I don't think
all
it's any
time.
question.
Yeah, I don't really either. Bradshaw on the lane. He'll go up and finish. That's a strong move down low for Mr. Boogie. Timothy Young picks up the ball handler full court. This is number 4, Kane Davidson, controlling the basketball. Great offensive start for both teams. High scoring start as that looks like an illegal screen, not called. Mason into the lane. He'll kick out 4-3, and that's Braylon Whitmore again. Max, you simply cannot leave this kid. Pull-up jumper in the lane is good.
Porter, though, you know, he's recovering from injury right now, so he's been on limited minutes so far. But he's the guy who was here last year and improved greatly last year, and he's got a really, really smooth jumper.
Mason into the lane. He'll finish plus the contact. Man, he just took Timothy Young to school there with the Euro step and the foul. Finishes over the top for the and one. You know, this is going to be a tough guy to stop here tonight. He's very strong and uses his body well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whitmore will check in for Timothy Young as he gets his first rest of the game. But, yeah, back to Porter Gillespie. He seems very confident on his jump shots. Even last game, took a lot of pull-up twos that, you know, most of them went in, and really confident stroke that Gillespie possesses.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something you really need, you know, someone you can rely on to hit a confident jumper, right? You got Boogie, you know he's going to put his head down and get to the hole.
Gillespie has the basketball over to Bradshaw, who wants the pull-up jumper. That's short. Nice rebound by Whitmore. He'll go back up and is fouled.
Whoa.
Bradshaw on the putback dunk. It's not going to count, but my goodness, we see a flash of the athleticism there.
He is a little bit of a walking highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to have quite the highlight tape when this season's all said and done. And Max, I don't think there's any question he's going to be playing college ball somewhere at the end of his career.
100%. Yeah, and I think I would think we've seen a 3-star next to his name on a couple different websites. You know,
Wouldn't be surprised if that even bumps up to a 4-star when it's all said and done. Bradshaw will take a break here along with Southers as Timothy Young's back into the game for Heritage Hall. Nate Farmer checks back in as well. Number 3, Bennett Richardson, a 6'2 sophomore guard, is in the game as well. He had 5 points on Tuesday, including a bank-in 3 from the corner, which I couldn't do if I tried 200 times.
No, I don't think any of us could because we only do it on accident.
Mason with the ball. He will kick it to the wing for a 3. That's an air ball. Nice block out by Whitmore. Chargers have numbers here. Pass inside to Richardson, back outside. Chargers, nice ball movement here. Whitmore back out to Gillespie, who is not shy about shooting the jumper. And he puts it in again, man.
Yeah, that's a pretty stroke.
You know, he may be the best all-around mid-range shooter on this basketball team.
Yeah. I think he's also the only person to hit a mid-range jumper so far this season.
Into the lane here, then a kick out. Heritage Hall wanted to travel on the play. Not called. Matthew Mason with the basketball, who's a tough customer to defend, as he will draw the foul here and I believe head to the free throw line yet again. So nice offensive start for the do-it-all guy for the Eagles, Matthew Mason.
Yeah, no Southers in the game, taking advantage of it. It's almost like a break for him if Southers isn't in the game.
No doubt. Nice looking free throw there from Mason. He's got a lot of offensive skill. We can see that early on. But really, the three-point shooting of the Eagles has been tremendous in this first quarter.
Yeah, and it's propelled them to this 3-point lead so far. And I think a little bit surprised all of us, actually. Make it 4.
Second free throw is good as well. And we're going to get another substitution here. As Gillespie checks out, Nate Farmer back into the game. Or excuse me, I think that's Bradshaw back into the game, rather.
Boogie and Southers back in the game.
Southers with the basketball, over to Farmer. Chargers looking to cut back into this deficit. As Southers has been nice offensively to start, he'll draw another foul. You know, Max, we really highlighted his defense coming into this game, which I think the defense is going to be the most important thing of the night for him, considering who he's matched up against, but it's been the offense early for him.
Yeah, it absolutely has, and, he's been aggressive, and I think Coach Sullivan loves to see that from him, and he's a strong ball handler, and when he gets downhill, he is crafty inside.
He's kind of an old school guard in that, obviously he's the point guard of this team, but he'll post you up down low, and he'll play very physical.
He is, and that's kind of how he's always been, absolutely, and that's
Bradshaw Charger rebound, and he gets the foul plus the basket, and he'll have an and one opportunity. So, Max, you're going to have to block out that guy or else he will hurt you.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be where the Chargers are going to have a major advantage tonight is on the glass.
We see it there from Bradshaw with the stick back and one. And he converts the free throw as well. So that's a 4-point possession for the Chargers. Trailing this one by 2, late stages of the first quarter. They kick it out to the corner, nearly a travel, and then a 3-point attempt. Up and good, my goodness, Braylon Whitmore. This kid's on a heater.
So he doesn't know what to do. He even switched it to Southers on him.
Yeah. His third three-pointer of the first quarter. OCA has the 3-point lead. Southers in the lane. Layup is up and good again, man. Southers has no doubt been the best player in this first quarter for the Chargers. So OCA with possession here, leading by 1. Maybe look to take the last shot here, just under 10 seconds. Mason scores down low. Pretty
That's
move.
A good look, yeah.
And you're going to have to get up a half-court attempt here. Timothy Young does not get it to fall, and that's how our first quarter of action ends. It was a first quarter dominated by the OCA 3-point shooting, but the Chargers just trail it by 3 here, 27-24. We will be right back with the second quarter of action.
Joe Cooper Ford has 3 Ford dealerships around the metro to serve Oklahoma better than anyone else. What does having 3 of the best Ford dealerships in the state mean for you? It means 3 times the selection and 3 times the savings, and that's 3 times the service. And Joe guarantees to beat any price in Oklahoma by $500, or he'll give you $10,000. That's why Joe beats the competition 3-1. I love Joe Oklahoma.
The elite always work to get better. So every day, we dedicate ourselves to being the best orthopedic surgeons in the country, committed to helping you be your best. No matter where you are or the obstacles you face, we never give up because it's too important to you and the communities we serve. And for that reason, Saints march on.
Welcome back. Live here at Heritage Hall, McClendon Athletic Center. Chargers trail it by 3 here after a really good offensive quarter from the OCA Eagles, who came into this game as the underdog, but man, they look good. Boogie Bradshaw is blocked at the rim by Mason. And kind of like Southers, we were talking about the defense with him. His offense has stepped up with Mason.
Yeah.
He's an offensive player, but we see the defense there.
I've noticed Mason's been the matchup on Boogie, and obviously strong defender.
Southers can't get it to go. Bradshaw offensive rebound, puts it back up and in. This kid is just so hard to keep off of the offensive glass. And you look up and all of a sudden he's got 9 points.
Yep.
So Chargers trail it by 1 here early in the second quarter. Shot up and no good. Good defense there by Heritage Hall. Bradshaw collects the rebound. Max, he looks to be on his way to a double-double. And another block by Mason. I'll tell you what, Bradshaw's going to get his points, but Mason's not backing down.
No, he's not going to make it easy on him, that's for sure, and that's really the only thing you can really do, guarding a guy like Bradshaw.
So Heritage Hall to inbound here. Timothy Young has yet to get it going offensively as he pulls up here for 2.
There it is.
And right on cue, he puts it in. So maybe that's a basket that can really get the freshman guard Timothy Young going. 4 points on the night. OCA with the basketball here. Whitmore, you cannot leave him. Ooh. Barely missed the 3 here. Almost looked like he was fouled as well.
I know, yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
I think Coach Sullivan's kind of upset about that open look. Timothy Young pulls up, not going to go. Mason saves it right to Bradshaw. He'll swing it over. Inside to Southers. He'll go up. Wow, thought that was a foul, but they're not going to call it. OCA in transition, and there we finally.
They got to call something here or else it's going to get out of hand.
Yeah, there we finally do get a foul at midcourt. That's going to go against Timothy Young. Couple really good looks there for Heritage Hall, but not able to capitalize. So OCA with the basketball here. And Southers nearly got the steal on the inbound. He's playing some tough-nosed defense right now on the Eagles' best player, Matthew Mason, who controls the basketball. Looking to add to his great night so far. Three-pointer is up and no good. Bradshaw just snatches the rebound away from OCA. Timothy Young in transition. Layup is up and another block by OCA down low. Tell you what, Max, they can defend at the rim. Farmer will check out. Gillespie back in. See if Gillespie can continue his hot shooting early in this season. That jumper's looked really pure here early on. Bradshaw on the lane. That's just too easy.
Tough, high off the glass. Wow.
Just way too easy for Boogie Bradshaw. Up to 11 points already. He's well on his way to another 30-point outing. 11 here early. Corner 3 is up and no good. Timothy Young collects the rebound. Heritage Hall has a 3-point lead. Pass down to Whitmore. Layup is good. Full court vision from Young as he finds Whitmore in transition for the lay-in. So nice offense there by the Chargers. And they have their biggest lead of the game here at 5 as that pass sails out of bounds by Matthew Mason. And the defensive intensity in this second quarter has really picked up for Heritage Hall.
Yeah, I think the Chargers slowly starting to impose their will here in a game that you kind of felt like would happen at some point in time. And the Eagles, credit to them, they knocked down a lot of shots and kept them around, but a couple missed shots here, and the Chargers have been able to enforce some pressure. Pressure there, create a turnover, a couple knockdown shots there from the Chargers, and up 5.
Bradshaw wants 3. That's off the back iron and no good, but Southers, look at him again on the offensive glass. Back inside to Bradshaw. He's not going to miss that one, and he did miss that one. Shocking. Shocking stuff down low there. A guy that really,
Reeves, I'm going to blame you for the miss there.
Yeah, you can go ahead and blame me on the jinx there, but man, do not see Bradshaw miss a ton of those bunnies. Thankfully for the Chargers, though, he was able to knock it out of bounds off of OCA, and Heritage Hall will keep the basketball here. 5 minutes left in our second quarter of play. Oh, what a pass. Gillespie to Whitmore, but just off the legs of Whitmore and out of bounds. OCA gets the ball back, but Max, that looks like a pretty darn good pass.
It's a pretty good pass, a little low. Something you definitely, you wish you hang on to if you're Ben. That's a free layup there.
So OCA with possession. They've struggled here offensively in the second quarter after a huge scoring outburst in that first quarter. And they have not been shy about taking the three-pointers here tonight. I don't know how they got that pass back, but a kick back out for 3, and whoa, nearly a tip back for Matthew Mason.
Wow.
And then an offensive rebound for OCA, and they are fouled on the pass. So
no question on Matthew Mason's athleticism.
Oh, man.
Is so far on display tonight.
Thought he was going to put back dunk that one almost.
Nearly. It looked like he was up high enough for it, that's for sure.
Looks like we'll get a substitution here for the Chargers. Bennett Richardson appears to be coming back into the game, but we have a stoppage of some sort. Yeah, and he's going to go ahead and get Timothy Young out of this basketball game. So, this Heritage Hall team compared to last year, Max, they seem a lot deeper. Yes,
I think so. And that was one of the things that kind of killed them last year was they couldn't, once you brought out, Xavier or TJ for that matter last year, there was some struggles offensively.
Oh, nearly an and one there for number 13, Jake Perry. Nice recovery by Whitmore, but he does end up picking up the foul. OCA will head to the free throw line here, trailing by 5. In a game, they have to be looking up at the scoreboard like, how are we trailing this by 5 when we've made 5 or 6
right? Yeah,
already?
Probably one of their best shooting outings of the year so far. And look up down 5. It's Chargers. You're really glad because you got to think that you withstood the Eagles' best punch so far.
First free throw up and no good for Perry. OCA's already played 4 games on the young season. They started it off with a win against the Academy, 85-48. Then they went to 4A Catoosa, lost 57-76. So the second free throw is no good. And then a win against Impact Academy, and then a loss to Millwood, who always seems to have a good basketball team. Bradshaw on the lane, not going to go. And OCA will look to push here. So a couple misses down low for Bradshaw that you just don't, usually see him miss. Spinning layup in the lane, nearly went down. But there is going to be a foul here on Nate Farmer, so OCA back to the free throw line.
Yeah, it looked like Richardson there. I think he wanted to go up straight, but then in the last second almost wanted to take a charge. And I think you just got to, go up straight vertical there, and you're probably going to get away with no foul there if you just go up fundamentally and stay vertical. He kind of came down on him a little bit there.
This is Kane Davidson at the line. He gets the first one to drop, and, they have him listed at a point guard, but, man, he looks like a big point guard.
Yeah.
Athletic as well, as he got up there for the and one attempt. Both free throws knocked down by Davidson. This game is back to 3 points. 32-29, Heritage Hall lead in this second quarter. Souther strong drive, not going to go, but Bradshaw will clean up the mess and put it back in. If you can just drive hard, Bradshaw's going to be waiting there for the stick back, Max.
Yeah, absolutely. Southers,
great defense. Down to Timothy Young. Layup attempt up and no good. But he's fouled. I'll tell you what, great defense by Southers there, and then intelligent play by Bradshaw to push the ball ahead, throw it ahead to Timothy Young, and he does the rest, drawing the foul. So Timothy Young to the free throw line. I think this team's going to be at their best this year when they're running up and down the court.
Yeah, and keeping in transition and utilizing your speed and the athleticism and all the guys who have the ability to get downhill so quickly, using that and taking your advantage. And how many teams at Heritage Hall have we seen that they're at their best when they're in transition?
For sure.
I think most.
Yep, totally agree with that. And it's kind of Coach Sullivan's coaching style.
It really is, yeah.
Really likes his teams to get up and down and run, play aggressive, and certainly get out in transition. And I don't think this team will have any problem doing that with all the athletes they have. Heritage Hall now has their biggest lead of the game at 7. OCA with possession. That's an open three on the right wing. Not going to go, so a little bit of cold shooting this quarter as we see a long pass down the court. Farmer wants 3. That's an air ball. Southers on the glass again. He's going to go up and nearly put it in, but it falls out. Matthew Mason will collect, and he's looking to push. Over to his man on the left wing. Not going to go, and a foul on OCA. So Braylon Whitmore really started well from the three-point arc. But, Max, overall for OCA this quarter, the shooting has just not been there compared to the first quarter.
Right, and, obviously that's shown the difference in the scoreboard so far. Had 27 in the first quarter compared to 2 now 5 minutes through.
Yeah, just 2 points for the Eagles in the second quarter. Credit the Heritage Hall defense. Forcing a lot more difficult looks as that's a bad pass, and it's going to be a steal and a layup on the other end for Kane Davidson. That's how you let a team like OCA back into the game, Max, with turnovers like that.
Yeah, just a lazy pass, and And Cade Davis is ready for it.
So Chargers by 5. Southers with the ball. He will drive and finish. Southers offensively has been dynamite here tonight.
Floats in the air, Southers.
And nearly got the steal right back. Matthew Mason looking to be aggressive. He'll kick it out to the wing. Three-pointer is up and no good. Chargers want to run again. Here's Farmer in the lane. Layup no good, but he's fouled. Credit Timothy Young for pushing the basketball there, getting it ahead to his teammate. And Farmer draws the foul. So a lot more energy this quarter for Heritage Hall, resulting in this 7-point lead as the first free throw is up and no good. Pushing the basketball very well. It's led to some easy looks in transition, which again, we just hit on it, but I think this team is going to be at their best when they're pushing the basketball and living in transition. Second free throw up and good, so he splits the pair. Lead up to 8, 2:11 left in the second quarter. As Farmer will check out for Whitmore. Haven't seen a lot from Whitmore tonight after the really good first game, Max. I want to see him get it going.
And I think we saw most of him from the second half anyways in that first game. So, I think, and we'll probably see more of him as this game goes on.
Oh, that looked like a backcourt violation, but not going to be called there. Inside to Mason. He wants to go up, and he is eventually fouled by Southers, I believe. So he'll go back to the line. That was close to a backcourt, though.
Yeah, it was.
So Mason to the free throw line here, the best player for the Eagles, the player that when we talked to Coach Sullivan pregame, he really stressed that they need to shut down a guy like this because, he's the type of player that he can win a game all by himself.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Free throw up and good.
And I got to say, he's done a really pretty good job. He's been methodical with his buckets, but he's taken advantage of when he does get a chance to get those buckets. He's found them,
Yes, he has so far. He's gone to the free throw stripe multiple times here tonight as well, as we're going to get a timeout here by OCA, I believe. Let's take a quick timeout, and we'll be back with the rest of the second quarter of action here live from Heritage Hall. Back here at Heritage Hall, it's the Chargers leading by 6, 39-33. Got Thursday Night Football going as well in Detroit, Cowboys and Lions. It's a great game to have on the iPhone while you're watching Max and I. Have a great game here so far as the Chargers lead it here early on. But, this is some of the best time of the year for sports overall.
Absolutely.
You got college football in the heat of things. You got the NBA going with the Thunder, obviously. You've got NFL picking it up, and then Heritage Hall basketball's back, man. And obviously the football team in the playoffs on Friday.
Right.
Alley-oop to Bradshaw. Nearly got it to go, but that's going to fall out of bounds. Really excited to see how the Chargers come out against Lincoln Christian, though.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see that matchup. Chargers improved so much since week one. Excited to see, the difference. And that first game was a tough one for them, that week one battle against them. And Lincoln Christian, obviously, a force that is, one of the best in the state.
A couple really fun games in high school football coming up this weekend, as obviously Heritage Hall plays Lincoln Christian tomorrow. You said that game's in Bristow, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so they'll face off there in a semifinal matchup tomorrow, and then I will be on the call for McGinnis and Carl Albert state championship, which is going to be a fun one as well on Friday morning. And then the Bigsby game as well at 7 p.m. on Saturday, So action-packed weekend of sports, but we got a great game going right now as Gillespie has the basketball. Chargers with a 6-point lead. Young into the lane, pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by OCA. They want to push. This is a bad guy to have in transition, and he will finish. Matthew Mason cuts the lead down to 4. About a minute to go in our second quarter. Max, this is a big last minute for the Chargers.
Right, absolutely. You know, momentum decider here for the last minute.
Oh, we get a travel on Bradshaw as he had a terrific offensive rebound and stick back for 2, but referee disagrees and calls the travel. But, yeah, I'm with you, man. This is going to be very indicative of who has the momentum going into the halftime locker room.
Yeah, Coach Lowe wasn't very happy in the last one. You know, Matthew Mason's a guy you got to pick up immediately, and you know we never stopped the ball and let him get all the way downhill 94 feet. That can't happen. You know, he has to be picked up immediately, and you have to force him to make a decision with the basketball.
Careless turnover there from OCA. They're going to want to have that one back, as it looks like Heritage Hall is content with holding for the last shot here, leading this game by 4. 22 seconds to go as Gillespie controls the basketball at midcourt. Looks like Chargers will get into their set at about 10 seconds. As here they go. Gillespie will get the ball screen from Bradshaw. Pocket pass to him. Spin move in the lane. Puts it up and in. Boogie Bradshaw. You can try to stop him, but you won't have much success. Mason half quarter won't go. And it's Heritage Hall with the 6-point lead heading in to the halftime locker room. A first quarter controlled by OCA, but nice punch back there by Heritage Hall in the second quarter to take the 6-point lead into halftime. Max, what'd you like?
Yeah, I really love the defense. It improved greatly over that last quarter. You know, held in just 8 after a 27-point outburst. I haven't seen that in a quarter very often. But really, I think you got a little more fluidity on offense, some careless turnovers, and some lapses on defense that are very unlike them, and I think that's going to be talked about in the locker room is cleaning up those lapses defensively. You've had a chance to maybe run away with it, getting some stops, and then you don't stop Matthew Mason in transition. All of a sudden, he gets a couple easy buckets.
No doubt about it. Good half by both teams, but it is Heritage Hall with the 6-point lead. And we are at halftime now, so we're going to take a quick break and be back with you for this.
Joe Cooper Ford has 3 Ford dealerships around the metro to serve Oklahoma better than anyone else. What does having 3 of the best Ford dealerships in the state mean for you? It means 3 times the selection and 3 times the savings, and that's 3 times the service. And Joe guarantees to beat any price in Oklahoma by $500, or he'll give you $10,000. That's why Joe beats the competition 3-1. I love Joe, Oklahoma.
The elite always work to get better. So every day, we dedicate ourselves to being the best orthopedic surgeons in the country, committed to helping you be your best. No matter where you are or the obstacles you face, we never give up because it's too important to you and the communities we serve. And for that reason, Saints march on.
When you walk into this room, who you have beside you matters. Experience matters. We fight in Oklahoma and around the country, standing toe-to-toe against the most powerful adversaries in the world, and we win. Our record speaks for itself. Our verdicts and settlements speak for themselves, and we want to fight for you. Nix Patterson, Oklahoma attorneys with world-class experience.
Joe Cooper Ford has 3 Ford dealerships around the metro to serve Oklahoma better than anyone else. What does having 3 of the best Ford dealerships in the state mean for you? It means 3 times the selection and 3 times the savings, and that's 3 times the service. And Joe guarantees to beat any price in Oklahoma by $500, or he'll give you $10,000. That's why Joe beats the competition 3-1. Who loves you, Oklahoma?
The elite always work to get better. So every day, we dedicate ourselves to being the best orthopedic surgeons in the country, committed to helping you be your best. No matter where you are or the obstacles you face, we never give up because it's too important to you and the communities we serve. And for that reason, Saints march on.
Welcome back here to Heritage Hall. It's the Chargers out front here at halftime, 41-35, about to start our second half of action. Max, you're just filling me in on an injured OCA Eagle over there on the bench. Let me know what you're talking about, because what you just told me is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I do not have his name, but as I've learned from the players, he is 6'8" combo guard who is a sophomore and has SEC offers. I believe Mississippi State is the specific one, if we want to get specific. So a Bulldog, and we're same colors.
Yep.
But so yeah, I mean, definitely a big miss for the Eagles right now, and definitely missing him tonight. This could be a different story tonight with him on the floor.
No doubt about it. That's a tough player to have out as we start the second half with a 4-point play. And that's Braylon Whitmore yet again picking up where he left off in that first half from behind the arc. And Coach Sullivan's got to be frustrated because there's been way too many good looks for this kid tonight.
Yeah, 100%. I think at some point, it's known by now he's not a guy you help off of. So you can't let him catch it and see the rim, really, is the way it's become with him. So that's something that I imagine will be changed here very shortly.
Way too over-aggressive of a closeout as well. Ends
Right.
in the 4-point play. So nice start to the second half for the Eagles. Southers pulls up for 2, but it does not fall. And OCA looking to take the lead or tie the ball game here early stages of the third quarter. It's been a lot of Matthew Mason, a lot of Whitmore as well from outside, as Whitmore will shoot again from 3. That one's not going to go, but another good look for him as Mason looking to steal the basketball. Southers comes away with it. Down to Bradshaw. Count it plus the foul. How about that pass from Denton Southers? How about the finish from Bradshaw?
Yep, great look ahead there from Southers, creating the fast break. And like we mentioned, that's where the Chargers will be at their best in transition, creating fast break opportunities.
Feels like when Bradshaw gets in a position like that, Max, he can already put the points on the board.
Yeah, and nonetheless, a decently silly foul there from Kane Davidson. I mean, that's, if you're going to foul him, don't let him get it up, right?
Yeah, or you just got to let him go.
Right, let him have it, yeah.
So Chargers stretch this lead back out to 5 with the and 1 by Boogie Bradshaw. Mason in the lane will kick out to Davidson for 3. He will knock it down. So some of the hot first quarter shooting is carrying over here to the third quarter for the Eagles as Gillespie will drive. No, that's Farmer. Actually, he had it rejected. He gets it back, though, and will go up and miss the layup again. So tough defense down low by OCA as Boogie Bradshaw is hounding the ball handler, who was number 0, Miles Klebanoff, and he will pick up the foul. So a little bit of a silly foul there as well.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
OCA trails it by 2, 44-42. Just getting underway in our third quarter, but man, we've had some fireworks to start.
No kidding.
As Mason has the basketball and will drive. That's got to be a charge, and it is. Super Prep feature player of the game, Denton Southers, stepped in there for the charge. And we talked about the defense, how important it would be for him this game. We see a little bit of it right there.
Like we talked about, the embodiment of Charger basketball, right? Taking charges.
Bradshaw in the lane. Count it plus the foul again. You can't stop this kid.
Yeah,
I mean, you can only try. So
you can only contain him to a certain point.
Yeah, very true. He's up to 20 points already. Looking to get in the 30-point category yet again. He does miss that free throw, but man, he has had a great start to the season for Heritage Hall as we're going to get a travel there. I was going to say that looked rather awkward, and they do end up calling the travel.
Southers was there for a charge again. And
yeah, he was.
Mason saw him and held up.
So Southers with the basketball here. Chargers possess a 4-point lead. Timothy Young looking to get going offensively. He'll swing it out to Whitmore. Back around to Southers. He's been aggressive offensively. And this guy's been electric to start the third quarter. Bradshaw pull-up jumper, not going to go. Southers on the glass. Nearly got it to go. Davidson's going to push it ahead to Mason. What a pass.
Yep.
And that's going to be an and 1. I thought Bradshaw was going to have the chase down block there, but he was just a tad late. Mason takes advantage for the and 1. What'd you see there?
It's a great look at that pass again. OCA took advantage, getting in transition there after the Chargers struggled to really corral the rebound there. And he can fly. He's super athletic, obviously. He's getting up to the rim with ease and getting up as high as Bradshaw has been.
That's a fun thing to watch. Bradshaw and Mason going at each other at the rim.
Yeah.
Free throw does not fall for Mason, so the lead stays at 2 for Heritage Hall, 46-44. Young wants 3. Young knocks it down. Lead back to 5. Timothy Young looking to get going offensively. He's up to 9 points on the night. What a career he has ahead of him.
Right, yeah, just a freshman.
Yeah, just a freshman guard. He has got all the skill in the world. Just needs to put it together, but he's got a lot of time. 3 on the left wing falls for OCA. Man, let's have a shooting contest out here.
Goodness, yeah.
Number 15, Jackson Yaden, who opened the game with a 3, knocks one down there. Southers wants to take an ISO. He'll kick it out to Whitmore. That's a rim out, halfway down there for Whitmore. And OCA controls the rebound. But, you know, Max, I think both these teams can really score the basketball. We've seen that tonight.
I'd say.
Klebanoff with the ball. He will kick it out to Yaden again, and he knocks it down again. OCA has the lead back, courtesy of 3 triples in this third quarter. Southers inside to Bradshaw. Nice pass to Whitmore. He missed the layup, though. Ben Whitmore's going to want to have that one back, and his offensive struggles tonight continue. Is that going to fall for an and one? It is. Matthew Mason just ran through Ben Whitmore, threw it off high glass, and somehow dropped through. And that's a 3-point play for the Eagles, who all of a sudden have a 3-point lead.
Yeah, I know. It's knocked down open shots, and it really has flipped the momentum completely. The Chargers still some lapses defensively, but you can't really do much more than what they're doing. They're knocking down contested three balls, and then. But the biggest thing is you got to stop Matthew Mason in transition. They have not done a great job of that so far.
No doubt about it. Mason stretches the lead to 4, biggest lead of the game for OCA. Heritage Hall all of a sudden needs a big possession. Southers pull up for 3. I don't think that's the shot that Coach Sullivan wanted, especially trailing by 4 now. What a move by Klebanoff. Lost his defender. Davidson wants 3. And boy, the roof would have came off the gym for the OCA side of things if they would have knocked that down. But another turnover for Heritage Hall. Mason in transition. Gives it off for the layup. That's Yaden, and all of a sudden it's a 6-point deficit for Heritage Hall. I think Coach Sullivan should think about a timeout here sooner rather than later. Momentum has flipped.
I mean, just get a good possession here offensively. Chargers haven't had a great look, and that's great shot there. I don't love the look, but that's a great shot.
Much needed by Southers, who's been a spark offensively. Coach Sullivan will take the timeout now. We'll keep it here because, man, we have to assess what just took place over this first 3 minutes or so in the third quarter. I mean, what can the Chargers do better defensively to slow down this OCA three-point attack?
I think I don't know if there is a whole lot you can do. Sometimes they could play straight no help, as you would know, and no help, and it's one-on-one and you're full deny everyone. But even then, that almost seems a little excessive because you got a guy like Mason who can cause problems, and you can't just leave him alone. So I think it's the biggest thing has to start with stopping Mason in transition. The rest will come. Stopping Mason in transition will fluster the rest of the defense, and they get a couple of rush threes that don't fall. And the conferences change. They're catching in rhythm and getting open looks or seeing the ball go through the hoop. That helps.
Yeah, an OCA team that comes in at 2-2. Man, I'll tell you what, they don't look like a 2-2 team to me at all. They can score the basketball. They've got a superstar in Matthew Mason. They've got three-point shooters to surround around him. And, by the way, like Max said at the start of the third quarter, they're missing a D1 guy and maybe potentially an SEC guy on the bench who's out with some kind of injury. But, man, this is a pretty well-rounded team.
Yeah, so I got a sneaking suspicion this is the best OCA has played and also the best they have shot all year.
They are certainly shooting the ball well here tonight. Defensive intensity needs to pick up for Heritage Hall, and it does right there, but Timothy Young gives it right back.
That's unlucky.
That's a crucial mistake there. A little unlucky as well. So they will look to D up yet again as Mason into the lane. Kick out to Klebanoff. That's a travel. And yes, the referee agrees. Ball back to Heritage Hall. Even the defensive energy on that possession alone seemed a lot better.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And, just a good time out there. Compose yourself a little bit. Tough looks down there on the defensive end, and they knocked down shots that you didn't want them to make. And, well, you can compose yourself a little bit of the timeout. Just calm yourself a little bit. Hey, we're fine.
Southers pull up from the free throw line, puts it in. How good has he been offensively tonight? Our Super Prep feature player of the game, and for good reason, 15 big points.
Mm-hmm.
So OCA with the basketball. Heritage Hall has cut this lead down to 2. It's been a third quarter controlled by the Eagles, no doubt about it. They have shot the lights out. Bradshaw blocked it down low. OCA with the ball back. Southers wants more points. And that looked like a foul, and it was. So credit Bradshaw with the block. OCA crowd did not like that call, Max, but I think that was the right call.
It was from behind. Took his legs out from behind.
Yeah, he really did. Again, Bradshaw with the block. Pushes it ahead to Southers, and you got to love the aggressiveness tonight of Denton.
Chance to tie the game here.
And puts the first free throw in. So in that first game for Southers, just 6 points and just 2 for 4 from the field.
Right,
He wasn't very aggressive in that one. Didn't really need to be with the 32 big points from Bradshaw. Misses the second, and that's going to be a foul as well. But you know what, Max? It feels like he knew going into this one he's going to have to step up offensively. And he's been aggressive, and he's done the right things tonight. So credit Denton Southers for the offense tonight.
I think he liked the matchup. I think going in, and like I said, he knew that he liked the matchup he has, and he's taking advantage of it. They've sagged off him a little bit on the jumpers, and they've gave him space, and he's noticed that, and he's taking advantage of it.
So Bradshaw to the line. First one is no good.
No, this is big. Matthew Mason has 4 fouls.
Oh, good point
That's 4
there.
fouls for Matthew Mason. That's huge.
Yeah, very good point there. Is he going to stay in this ball game in the third quarter? That's a little bit risky.
1-point lead. I don't know. I mean,
I would probably veer towards resting him the rest of the third at least.
That's what I'm saying. I
don't let him go the whole fourth, but that's a tough discussion to have, Max, because
now I'm really confused what's happening here.
Yeah, are we getting a timeout? Do we have blood on the shorts? What's going on here? Looks like Bradshaw's going to go to the locker room. Got to be blood on his jersey or something.
There must be. I would say a blood thing. It's got to be because he just ran off, no problem. He never hit his head or anything to make me think they're suspicion of concussion or anything like that.
I don't know. Tough break here. Looks like the referees are going to go over to the scores table. Let's take a quick break right now, and we'll be right back with the end of the third quarter here on ChargerVision.
Joe Cooper Ford has 3 Ford dealerships around the metro to serve Oklahoma better than anyone else. What does having 3 of the best Ford dealerships in the state mean for you? That means 3 times the selection and 3 times the savings. And that's 3 times the service. And Joe guarantees to beat any price in Oklahoma by $500, or he'll give you $10,000. That's why Joe beats the competition 3-1. I love Joe, Oklahoma.
So blood on Boogie's shorts there was the reason why we took a stoppage there. But unfortunately, because of that, he has to now sub out, and Ben Whitworth is going to shoot the free throws.
And I think it was on the jersey, actually, because, look, he's got a different jersey on, number 10.
And now he's running back in the locker room again.
Yeah. Weird sequence of events there, and definitely not one Heritage Hall wants to see.
I don't think he can wear 10 because Heritage Hall has the number 10 on the roster.
Oh, is that the issue?
I'm looking here. Preston Banks, number 10.
Well, the free throw does not fall there, and OCA has possession. Heritage Hall a little bit out of sorts here as Yadon has the basketball. He has 4 fouls, as does Matthew Mason, so some foul trouble for OCA. Bennett Richardson picks up the foul there. And things coming off the rails for Heritage Hall a little bit right now. They only trail by 1, but
I really like that possession defensively, to be honest. I mean, that was was an unlucky foul there, really, because that was a loose ball that he was completely going for, and it was just a matter of, he turned in front of him, really. But I like the intensity there. I like the trap. Just an unlucky foul there, really.
Yeah, definitely good intensity right now by the Chargers defensively, and they're going to need it because this OCA team can shoot with the best of them. Seen a couple free throw misses from both sides here in the third quarter.
Maybe it didn't matter because he's still wearing number 10, so I'm not sure what made him go back in the locker room.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a fun storyline to ask about after the game.
I was wondering that. I thought for sure it'd be the number thing, but maybe it wouldn't.
Yadon misses both. He had a chance to stretch the lead to 3, and rather it will stay at 1. Let's see if Southers continues to be aggressive. He's been great offensively. Bradshaw's got position down low. You got to give it to him. They do. And he scores plus the foul. Count that as his first 2 points because now he's number 10.
Yeah.
So Boogie Bradshaw gets another and 1.
It's just too big down there. It's a mismatch down there. Once he gets the ball that low, it's nothing you can do about it.
He's up to 22 points on the night. Free throw good as well. I'll tell you what, Max, for how physical he is, he's got a nice jumper.
He really does, yeah. And I think his jumper struggled a little bit today more so, but we saw it in the last game. He definitely has the potential to knock it down.
Oh, the steal by Bradshaw. Back to Timothy Young. Alley-oop to Bradshaw. Puts it down. That's a highlight reel worthy play, maybe the play of the night for Heritage Hall as Timothy Young alley-oops it to Boogie Bradshaw. Floater in the lane, no good. Bradshaw wants to push again. He'll give it off to Whitmore. Back to Southers. Heritage Hall looking to stretch the lead. Oh, can't get it to fall. Oh, Southers nearly had the lay in there. I can't believe that one missed. Klebanoff trying to go coast to coast. He'll back it out. This is a fast-paced game right now as that ball went off Whitmore's leg. But, man, what an alley-oop in transition between the freshman and the junior there.
Yeah.
So OCA retains possession, trailing by 4 here in a quarter. They did lead by 5. It's been a game of runs, really.
There it is.
Southers with the steal. He's looking to finish in transition. Reverse layup goes. Denton Southers, perhaps our player of the game tonight. He's been terrific with 18 big ones.
Good finish there. Good control. He kind of ended up on his left side there and didn't realize it.
Davidson wants 3. Not going to fall, but an offensive rebound by OCA. Klebanoff, nice pump fake there. Drive in the lane for the floater. Not going to go. Boogie Bradshaw affected that. And it's the Chargers with the 6-point advantage to end the third quarter. An action-packed, fast pace up and down third quarter it was. Let's take a break and we'll be back with the fourth quarter of action here live from the MAC.
When you walk into this room, who you have beside you matters. Experience matters. We fight in Oklahoma and around the country, standing toe-to-toe against the most powerful adversaries in the world, and we win. Our record speaks for itself. Our verdicts and settlements speak for themselves, and we want to fight for you. Nix Patterson, Oklahoma attorneys with world-class experience.
Welcome back. 1 quarter left on the night. It's been a fun one. Chargers by 6, 61-55. Really good offensive quarter for Heritage Hall after falling behind early in that third quarter. But they stretched the lead out back to 6, looking to put this one away here in the fourth. Southers has been the man offensively. And we're going to get a charge there. I think we're going to get a charge. Yep. Going the other way, Max. I don't really like that call.
I don't like that either. That was a straight up flop.
Seemed like some Oscar-worthy acting there, but
Southers isn't exactly 6'5", 200 like Boogie.
yeah,
I'm sorry,
no,
but
if that's Bradshaw backing you down, I could see the flop coming. But against Southers, man, that's a tough one to stomach. Nonetheless, Southers has been great offensively. Klebanoff kicks it to the corner for a three-pointer. Not going to go. Bradshaw controls the rebound. Throw it ahead to Young. That's a bad pass there.
Yeah, it wasn't there.
And Klebanoff trying to take it coast to coast. Smallest man on the court. Layup. Oh, just missed it. Really good look in transition there. And they throw it away again. Oh, Coach Sullivan's got to be beside himself. A couple opportunities to put the game away.
Turnover?
And yes, it is. My goodness, a sloppy start on both sides of this fourth quarter. This is a big possession here considering, a couple turnovers each way for both teams to start this quarter. Who's going to play under more control? I think that's the team that's going to come out on top.
All right, exactly. Chargers can put it away here early with a little kind of just a flurry here. Could really put this one out of reach. But a couple turnovers has kept them around.
No doubt. Timothy Young wants a three-pointer on the left wing. Oh, thought that one was down.
It looked good, yeah.
But it was just a little bit short. Mason has been quiet as of late, but he draws the foul there. Max, seems like his game has changed a little bit ever since he picked up the fourth foul.
Yeah, a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Just a little less aggressive for Mason. He's had to sit just a little bit as well. We get a timeout on the court here. Let's take a quick timeout, and we'll be back with fourth quarter action here from Heritage Hall.
Joe Cooper Ford has 3 Ford dealerships around the metro to serve Oklahoma better than anyone else. What does having 3 of the best Ford dealerships in the state mean for you? That means 3 times the selection and 3 times the savings. And that's 3 times the service. And Joe guarantees to beat any price in Oklahoma by $500 or he'll give you $10,000. That's why Joe beats the competition 3-1. Who loves Oklahoma?
The elite always work to get better. So every day, we dedicate ourselves to being the best orthopedic surgeons in the country, committed to helping you be your best. No matter where you are or the obstacles you face, we never give up because it's too important to you and the communities we serve. And for that reason, Saints march on.
Late round, but he's been worth it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's insane.
He's a weapon. Back here from Heritage Hall, Southers with the steal on the inbound. Heritage Hall looking to put this game away. We haven't seen any baskets on either side here to start the fourth quarter. Heritage Hall looking to change that on this possession, though. Gillespie wants 3. Man, I thought that one was down as well. Great hustle by Farmer down low. That should stay here. I think that's the wrong call there, but OCA will get the basketball back. Max, a couple opportunities to put this game away here early on, and Heritage Hall just cannot convert.
I know we've got a couple of good looks from 3. It looked good and just couldn't get him to fall. Otherwise you're looking at 67-55, and it's a whole different ball game.
So OCA just hanging around. The underdog here has played a very nice ball game. It's been a game of runs, so if you're Heritage Hall, you need to try to weather the storm. Yaden wants 3. And that air ball, surprisingly, he's had a nice three-point stroke here
I wonder
tonight.
if maybe it got a little bit real here for the Eagles, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter, things start to speed up a little bit. You're actually there in a game that they know. It speeds up a little bit. Shots become a little harder.
Yep, no doubt about it. They look a little bit pressed here to start the fourth quarter. So does Heritage Hall, though, as they have not been able to score either. Bradshaw could change that. And did we get a foul? Or, yeah, I believe we did get a foul.
That ball catapulted up.
It did, yeah, almost hit the ceiling there.
That makes you wonder how that would happen because I can't throwing the ball up.
I think Yadon just fouled out there. He picks up his 5th, so that's where Boogie Bradshaw affects the game as well. Max, he draws so many fouls.
Yeah, and his size, he's just going to in general. He's always so physical with you. You can't help but draw a few.
First free throw does not fall for Bradshaw, so there's a lid on the rim on both sides, amazingly, to start this fourth quarter. Seems like a game where both teams, really couldn't miss for long stretches of it. Now, all of a sudden, Both teams struggling to make a basket. There we finally get one to go down.
Boogie's having a little bit of frustration from the free throw line. He struggled just a little bit, hadn't quite been able to find it.
26 points on the night for Bradshaw. Open three there for OCA. Not going to fall, though. Southers on the glass. You know, Max, he's done a little bit of it all tonight.
He
He's
really
rebounded
has.
well as well.
Just doing it all. Oh, what a finish.
Young into the lane. That's a big-time finish there for Heritage Hall's first field goal of the fourth quarter.
I really like that finish. The outstretched arm,
Yeah.
you know, he's keeping it straight the entire time, really keeping it away from the entire defense.
Young does commit the foul here, but he'll trade that for the basket on the other end that he just made. Lead up to 9. And, you know, if you're OCA, it's now or never.
Right, absolutely, yeah. Now is the time, you know, wherever that hot shooting was and wherever it just disappeared to the last about 3 minutes, we could find it like now.
This is a good guy to try to find it with the basketball, Matthew Mason. 4 fouls.
10, good defense.
He's been good offensively here tonight. Thought about 3, not going to take it. Methodical possession here. Klebanoff with the ball now. Tried to give it off to Mason. And that's going to be an over and back. So, as Max alluded to, things just speeding up right now for the Eagles. And they look all of a sudden out of sorts offensively to begin the fourth.
Just a little bit, yeah. The pressure's ramped up just a little bit from the Chargers. They've sped up the Eagles just a little bit and traded some tough looks. You know, they didn't give Max any kind of room there to work. And Matthew.
Heritage Hall inbounds it to Whitmore. Back out to Young. Good possession here, could go a long way, especially leading by 9. Bradshaw in the lane, throws it down. Just what the doctor ordered there. Lead back up to 11.
The pro step off 2 feet. That's a college move.
Yep.
That is a college move.
Indeed it is. Southers another steal. He's been everywhere tonight. 28 big points for Bradshaw, but man, Southers has been the guy, in my opinion. 18 big points, and he's filled up the box score.
Absolutely.
Bradshaw in the lane, just missed a bunny there, and then we get a foul. But, man, what more can you say about Denton Southers? Obviously the scoring outburst, Max, but he's done it in the steals department, the rebounding department, and the defense.
Right, that's the biggest thing is he's done what you know we're going to get from him. His defense, his intensity, his rebounding, all the little stuff, right? But you've gotten something that you don't always get from him, but you know it's there in the ability to score the ball.
No doubt about it. Just an outstanding performance from the senior guard here tonight. Klebanoff driving. Dish it off to Mason. Kicking it all around the three-point arc. Floater in the lane. Finally, the Eagles get something to go, and they will take a timeout as well. Let's take a quick break here on ChargerVision, and we will be right back with the rest of the fourth quarter.
When you walk into this room, who you have beside you matters. Experience matters. We fight in Oklahoma and around the country.
Hey, Boogie was a part of the game once.
Welcome back to the MAC. It's the Chargers with the 9-point lead here in the fourth quarter, 66-57, looking to put this game away with a couple more baskets. Inside to Bradshaw. He'll slam it down. He's back to 30 points. Heritage Hall has the 11-point lead. What more can you say about the tandem of Southers and Bradshaw tonight? As guarded and rejected by Boogie. My goodness, this kid is something special. To think he still has another season after this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
right?
Crazy stuff. Do we know where he transferred from last year?
Millwood.
Millwood, okay. Did we get a technical there on somebody? Maybe some trash talk, Max, after the
I'm wondering if they Yeah,
They might have got Bradshaw.
Yeah. Sully was just asking. I'm going to take a guess.
Guessing it was Bradshaw because he was very outspoken after the block, which can you blame him?
No.
OCA hits 1 of 2 there, as that was number 11, Whitmore, who has had some really good stretches in this game. Braylon Whitmore, number 11.
he was a spark plug early, like 3 huge threes in the first half.
And then hit the 4-point play to start the third.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, he's been a little bit more quiet since. Mason wants it down low. They will double team him with the best 2 defenders on the team. And he stepped out of bounds. He wanted a push foul there on the baseline, but he does not get it. Heritage Hall gets the basketball back. Max, it seems like just with maybe a couple more really good possessions, Heritage Hall can put this game away.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, here we go.
And pass down low to Southers. Alley-oop to Bradshaw. Oh, that would have been the highlight of the night.
He got up so high. Oh, my goodness.
Goodness, that looked like LeBron James at the rim right there.
Goodness.
Boogie Bradshaw skied up for that one, could not finish. Southers threw that one to the moon.
Yeah, no, that was super high.
Klebanoff in the lane. And, wow, Mason nearly put it back with a dunk. Bradshaw down to Young, and he'll put it up and in for the layup. So, fast-paced action here in the fourth quarter. What an electric game we've had for you here tonight. Yeah. Timothy Young up to 13 points. Whitmore wants 3. He can't get it to go. Young gets the rebound. And Max, it seems like winning time right now for the Heritage Hall Chargers, looking to move to 2-0 on the season.
Chargers, struggled at times, kind of some lulls and some uncharacteristic moments from them, I think. But you withstood one of the best punches you're going to get from this Eagles squad in a really, really hot shooting night. And sometimes when a team shoots well, you just got to shrug your arms and say you can't do anything about it sometimes. And that's what the Eagles did tonight. And they withstood their best punch and really, really came together defensively when it really mattered here, kind of toward the end of this fourth quarter and so in the last few minutes or so. And the 70 mark again, and that's a lot of points in 32 minutes of basketball. It's a lot of points.
No doubt about it. I totally agree with you. I thought OCA played a really good game tonight, coming out with the hot shooting in the first and third quarters as that free throws off the mark. But yeah, you're totally right. There's some nights when even if you're the better team, you're going to play a team that just can't miss for some reason.
Yeah, it happens.
And so, like you said, just shrug your shoulders and move on to the next play. That's what Heritage Hall has done here tonight as Timothy Young splits the pair of free throws, and we'll get another timeout here. We'll keep it here because we've taken a lot of breaks here tonight, but Heritage Hall leads it by 13. Go ahead.
Really, yeah, and it's one thing, and the great thing about tonight is really the offense the last 2 days is you're 70. You had 70 in the first game. You got 71 with 2 minutes to go here, so you could possibly break the 80 mark if you really wanted to. And you have your second best pure scorer due to come back in about a week or so. Xavier Imbro is set to be back. We were unsure what his deal was going to be, but we're pretty sure he's going to be back and ready to go by the middle of that hair tournament or so. And so you're going to have him for the biggest stretch of your season here in the dog days, January and February, and you couldn't ask for that. And once you get done with this hair tournament, right, you do get to that point of winter break. You only play a couple of games in about a 3 or 4 week span, and that's where you really improve, as we all saw in this 2 days and all the stuff that we did, right. And I think sky's the limit for this team, as we mentioned, and such a really good to see 71 from this offense so far tonight, and something that you can really build off of, and something you can really rely on.
Yep, you hit the nail on the head there. Xavier Imbro out of the lineup right now with injury, but man, he's one of the better players on this team as well. And this is a team that, scored 70 last game, 71 tonight. You add the scoring punch and defensive punch of Imbro back into the lineup. This team's just going to get even better, which is kind of hard to even imagine with how great they've looked early on here in this season.
Absolutely right.
Davidson has the ball on the left wing. Eagles need to score, and they need to score quick, trailing by 13 with under 2 minutes to play. Nice defense.
And as is the case almost every year, we have a couple of guys who are still playing football.
Also true.
Mike, that's always the case.
I'm thinking of the big fullback, Rhett Davis.
Yeah, Rhett Davis. You'll have Rhett Davis back in here. You'll have Ty Butler back in here, and Kobe Way all back in here.
This is going to be a really deep team this year. Bradshaw wants to push one more time.
Oh my
He throws
goodness.
it down again. This kid's unstoppable. My goodness.
He plays above the rim, and that is such an exciting thing to watch.
32 more points for Boogie Bradshaw, which matches what he did in the first game of the season. 64 points on the season so far. Man, this kid might average 30 on the year.
No kidding.
Timothy Young in the lane, puts it in. Heritage Hall's pouring it on here down the stretch. They lead it by 17 now with a minute to play.
Really getting a good look at the scoring ability from Tim Young, really, and it's such a great thing to see from the freshman just early on. You're starting to get a glimpse of what he can provide for this offense.
No doubt about it. He's just going to keep getting better each and every game, I think.
Yeah.
So, fun stuff from him so far. Alley-oop to Whitmore. Can't finish at the rim. OCA controls, but it's going to be too little too late for them as they are going to drop to 2-3 on the season here tonight as Davidson takes the three. Can't get it to go. Bradshaw, one more rebound just for good measure. Heritage Hall can dribble it out now if they want to. Souther's still being aggressive. He'll kick it out to Gillespie. He's going to let it fly.
He's got to see one. Yeah, there it is.
And knock it down. Icing on the cake for a 2-0 start on the season for Heritage Hall. What a fourth quarter it was for these Chargers. 5 seconds to play. That's going to just about do it. Davidson.
Oh, love it. Whitworth, the block.
One more play. Whitmore blocks it, and that's going to do it here tonight. What a fourth quarter from Heritage Hall. They win at 78-60. They're 2-0 on the young season. 32 more points from Boogie Bradshaw, and a really good game from Denton Southers as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't say enough about what Denton did tonight, and I think we both agree he beat our Seth Wall, the LFM Power Promise Player of the Game. Denton Southers tonight really just not only look at what he did offensively, but the task he was given defensively, and did a great job on Matthew Mason, who we saw has elite athleticism, great ability to score the ball and get downhill, super quick and crafty with the ball, and Denton did a really good job with him tonight. He stayed out of foul trouble and also took advantage of the matchups he had offensively.
Completely agree with all of those points, and Southers came into the game knowing he needs to be just a tad more aggressive on offense. And like you said, he had the nice matchup here tonight where some smaller guards on him where I think he could take advantage size-wise. And he did just that, posting up very effectively, getting out in transition, and playing good defense, which he always seems to do. So what a victory for Heritage Hall. 18-point win in a game where, OCA was winning this thing by 5 in the third quarter.
Yeah, this was a 5-point lead for OCA in the third quarter. So really a great response from the Chargers. Really bared down defensively in that fourth quarter. And it started to get it rolling offensively.
Yes, they did. Tremendous outing from a whole host of Chargers here tonight en route to a 78-60 victory as we're going to get Denton Southers here. I'll let Max take it away with him, but that's going to do it for me tonight. It was a pleasure to be on the call with you, Max. And
yes, sir.
Very fun game. I'm sure we'll do some more games together this season as the man of the hour. Denton Southers is up here. So that was fun, Max.
Great. It's good to see you, Reeves.
Great game, man. Appreciate it.
All right, and we are here with our Seth Wadley Auto Family of Power Promise Player of the Game, Denton Southers. Denton, you were the featured player tonight. But not only that, but you had the matchup with Matthew Mason, who as we saw was a very crafty guard. So what was maybe your preparation this week? You knew you had a tough matchup with Mason this week, and you did a really good job on him tonight.
Yes, sir. Always got a list on every guard we're going to play. I'm going to make sure I guard him as best as I can. I watch as much film as I can and see his tendencies and just play through that.
Great move, and we know we're gonna get this from you night in, night out. Your effort defensively on the glass and all those things. But you're at 18 points, kind of an offensive outburst tonight from you. You were aggressive early, and I think you might have saw something you really liked. Was it a mismatch you liked there? What did you see that made you so aggressive early on?
Yeah, I know my game, and I know the advantages I can get to it, and I just played through that and just see what I can get.
And you guys withstood somewhat of a tough punch from the Eagles tonight. They were really hot from beyond the arc tonight. How do you guys, come into half and then you find yourself down 5 in the third quarter? How did you guys respond to some of that adversity where maybe you didn't expect it from tough shooting and you just got to shrug your arms sometimes about that?
Yeah, Coach said we're going to we're going to have to chip away at this team. I mean, it's going to be a tough game through the whole time, but we just got to at least get that one punch at the end and just grow our lead.
Yeah, and you guys did that, being down 5 in the third quarter. You guys never looked back since, and, you were a big part of that spark in the third and fourth quarters. But, you guys got a week off of practice here, and then you'll head to Hera for a big tournament there. And so what are you guys looking to improve on as you guys go to Hera next week?
We're for sure looking to get X backs, get another dynamic guard in there, and just keep improving on just executing our plays and just taking care of it on the defensive end and boxing out. We just got to really take care of that and just limit the turnovers.
Hey, that's Charger basketball to its finest. Did another great game from you tonight. Look forward to see you the rest of the season. 18 points tonight from our Seth Baldy Auto Family Power Promise Player of the Game, Denton Southers. Denton, a great game. And for Reeves Mitchell and our Player of the Game, Denton Southers, I'm Max Chard. Another Charger W here. The Chargers moved to 2-0 in the season. We'll be back here in 2 weeks when the Chargers take on Kingfisher in a big-time rivalry game that'll be. So stick around for that here in a couple weeks. And for everyone else, so long.